What is up, you guys? Nick here. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. If you have been following my channel for some time now, you will know NIO is one of my all-time favorite companies. I'm extremely bullish on them and have been for quite some time. I first invested at only $3 a share and first told my subscribers to purchase at $7 a share. This was way before all of the hype, the spotlight, and the surge in shares. Not many had even heard of NIO, and many told me I was just ignorant for investing in then a penny stock. But look where this company has gone. I'm prefacing this video for a reason. Every time we have seen a substantial sell-off from NIO shares in the past few months since these high valuations and around $100 billion market cap, investors began stating that NIO is doomed, they're going to drop to $15 a share, their business model doesn't make any sense, blah blah blah. We then see the company bounce back and everyone then again hops on the bandwagon and states early investors were so smart. Whatever happened to the steadfast long-term investor? In today's episode, I want to talk about why investors are suddenly wary of NIO stock, why many swing traders are pulling out, why shorting volumes are increasing, and then I want to talk about why I am buying. We have a lot to get into in today's video, but before we do, Webull has improved their promo. They are now offering 4 free stocks worth up to $3,700. All you have to do is 1, sign up, 2, open an account, and 3, deposit in at least $100 using the link in my description. This is a complete no-brainer, guys. They are a 0% commissions trading platform and have some of the best analytics in the game in my point of view. This offer ends soon, don't sleep on it. I started a Patreon page. I'm going to be posting all of my trades throughout the course of 2021. I finished 2020 with over a 50% ROI. I would really appreciate the support. Thank you so much to all those who have already pledged. I'm going to be posting behind the scenes, early content, and more NIO updates for you all. The link is in my description if that interests you. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get right into it. Alright, so NIO is trading down about 7% on the day. If this stock is good at one thing, it's keeping investors guessing on a daily basis. I'm not tooting my own horn, but just as I had stated a few weeks ago, this whole sequence was extremely predictable. We saw a surge in share price heading into NIO Day, saw shares jump right after NIO Day, and then shares cool off at just south of 60 post-week NIO Day. This is exactly what I said was likely to occur and to watch out for, and I told no one to purchase immediately after NIO Day, which a lot did, but you know, what are you going to do? This stock has been so volatile, with so much news consistently emerging from this company, their annual NIO Day, and a lot of uncertainty regarding timelines. Investors aren't sure whether to sell it all or sell their kidneys for shares. We recently saw a small sell-off catalyzed from news NIO raising $1.3 billion in senior convertible notes with no clear insight to what the capital really was for. This put investors into a frenzy. You know, we got the run-of-the-mill statement explaining this was for general corporate purposes. However, this sent the stock into the red due to the amount of uncertainty. I actually have a prediction of what this capital was for that's going to be released in my next video. Now moving to today. We see virtually no news coming out of the company's HQ. However, the stock is trading down on the day in the red. Now, there are a few potential reasons why the stock is trading down today. Firstly, we have news coming out that the co-founder of NIO, who had already parted ways with the company, will be the new CEO of Foxconn Technologies. These guys have partnered with Apple, and they have recently announced a new electric vehicle initiative. This, in my opinion, would very subtly, if at all, affect NIO's share price. I actually don't think this is doing anything. However, we should take into account just how fierce and tumultuous the EV landscape in China currently is. There is also news emerging that China may face future lockdown situations. Now, this would obviously hurt the automotive industry as a whole, possibly affect GDP, and in turn, pull down NIO's possible future monthly deliveries. This is slightly more likely to be affecting NIO's current share prices. If we turn to other EV notables, we can see they are also trading down on the day, and this is very typical. NIO actually closely follows the EV giant Tesla, and the same can be said of XPeng and Li Auto. so. When we get negative news coming out of any of these companies, the others typically follow suit and are deleteriously affected. There also remains the traders who are simply pulling out of all Chinese companies from fears of delisting within a few years' time. This is an ongoing bearish outlook for Chinese companies and will probably be for years to come. This is always going to be a low background noise, a low background sentiment. Now, why am I talking about all this? What's crystal clear is that NIO's share price is easily faltered, very easily. The slightest bit of negative news, however far stretched, however far-fetched, will typically drag the shares down, and the same can be said of the opposite. And what does this tell us about the situation? With high volatility in a stock, we get an overwhelming sense of spotlight and extremely high average moving volumes. There are so many uncertainties regarding this stock right now. There really are. However, we as long-term investors have to take a step back, zoom out, and look at the big picture. I've been saying this for months now. When we do this, suddenly, all of this day-to-day and week-to-week, even month-to-month volatility simply becomes noise that is dimmed down. Now, if you've watched my channel before, you will be aware I am strictly a long-term investor. When I purchase shares of a company, I know there's a 99% chance I'm not selling those shares for a minimum 3 years down the line. I put a lot of research into my purchases, and they're all executed for a specific reason and purpose. Now, that being said, and considering where I personally think NIO shares will be sitting at in 1 year's time, I am using every chance I get to add to my position without getting too lopsided. I do believe the EV mania that has gripped investors' hearts and minds the past few months will likely continue into at least the latter half of the year, with a Biden government likely to reduce China-American trade war and trade tensions, NIO gearing up to begin deliveries of the ET7 in 1 year's time, continuing to increase their deliveries every single month, rolling out their battery swap station 2.0, and having signed a deal with local authorities to greatly increase their swap station infrastructure. In my mind, there are very few reasons to be bearish on this company. However, that being said, I do think simply due to the increasing quantity of swing traders, short-term investors, profit takers, and the fragility in NIO's current share prices, we may indeed see shares fall in the short term. Now, this isn't always bad. I know some of you will get mad at me for saying that, but this is the stock market. It can't always be up. Unfortunately, stocks don't only go up. I am in the fortunate position to have a very low average cost currently, as I purchased a bulk amount of shares very early on. So for me, in my situation, I am buying more shares at valuations currently under 57 and ideally under 55 using a dollar cost averaging regime. Now, does this mean that I don't think shares might dip even further than that? No. If they do, I won't panic. I won't sell my position. Instead, I will buy more shares. I am so confident that this company will continue to increase its market. With the ET7 on the roster, this model type is projected to enter a 300,000 annual vehicle market, and I do think they will steal away a large chunk of Tesla's until now monopoly on the EV market within China. I do also want to be exposed to NIO's potential surging shares leading into their Q4 earnings. I think this is something a lot of investors and analysts have just completely forgotten about. I do think NIO will have hit the quarter out of the ballpark, and I do think that they will be able to continue increasing deliveries month over month. Now, I'm very interested to see what they can do in terms of deliveries in January. There's two things here. We usually begin to see a faltering in terms of deliveries within China using historical data. However, with NIO Day, with the added publicity and the spotlight this company is getting, it will be very interesting to see how that ultimately affects their deliveries in January. Will this override the historically low January deliveries? Anyways, everyone, this video is a bit odd for me. It's just really my 2 cents on the whole situation. I just get really frustrated when I see short-term investing. I will have a more data-driven video coming out in a few days. Make sure you subscribe. You don't want to miss that. Don't forget about the Webull, 4 free stocks worth up to $3,700. All you have to do is 1, sign up, 2, open an account, and 3, deposit in at least $100 using the link in my description. This is a complete no-brainer. They are a 0% commissions trading platform, and offers some of the best analytics in the game. Check out my Patreon page if you haven't. I would so much appreciate it. Thank you so much to everyone who's pledged. I really, really, really do appreciate it. I finished 2020 with over a 50% ROI, and I am hopeful and confident I can do the same in 2021. Like I said, all my trades, early content, behind the scenes, all on Patreon. Anyways, everyone, I will see you all in the next video. Take care. Happy trading. Cheers.